Alright, so today's video is about the Novation Launchpad. It's a grid of 64 squares that are completely programmable with the Ableton. I think this is my most important tool when it comes to running tracks with Ableton Live. I have a setting where it can run 4 different songs. For lots of people, that's a whole Sunday set. But if you tweak it a little bit, it could run probably up to like 8, maybe 16 actually. So just you get to design it the way you want to do it. You get to map it however you want. Today, I'm just going to show you how I do it, and you can walk along with me as we map the song Always on Time by Elevation Worship. All right, so you can see is over off in this bottom right corner, we have the Launchpad, the MK2 or Mark II or whatever it really is, but I call it MK2 because that's how it's labeled. And I'm sorry, I know the picture for it is not great right there. It is completely rigged up right now, so I'm just gonna be honest with you about that. It's all rigged right there. So, but let's go ahead and switch this Ableton for a minute. We have Always on Time. Worked on this song in another video about, I forget what that. Oh, we did the lyrics together. You can see the lyrics are over here. But what I want to work with you on is you can follow along as we're going. Let me show you this real quick. We have our Launchpad here. This is the full view. So let me show you a couple things about it. It's off to the side, so I'm having trouble seeing where I'm supposed to be. But you can see the top area here. We're just going to ignore the top half for today because this is the Launchpad I use for a different type of Launchpad setup typically. One that costed me a little bit of money. I don't want to show you any extra cost today other than the Launchpad itself. At some point we'll get to that because that other setting is actually, it is worth the money. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It is great. It's called Song Mode. Very quick for setup. But for this one, I'm going to show you the way I used to do it. So we're just going to use the bottom half. I used a label maker and I labeled these scenes right here. And let's go ahead and switch back to Ableton for just a sec because there's something you have to set up. Command comma takes you to the preferences. So you can see here at number 4, plugged it up, went to Launchpad MK2. Ableton just has that in there. I did it across input, output, even though you probably don't need input. And then go to the bottom, just go ahead and check these 3. And here we are. It's that easy. So this Launchpad, it automatically, let me do this real quick. It automatically syncs with Ableton. So there's things you can do, like if I was to go over to the mixer and go to the top volume, you see the click channel of it. I have it turned down a little bit for this, but if I was to hit the bottom square, you can see up here that it lowered the volume to that first channel all the way. Let's go back up. There you go. You see, you can use it as a mixer. You can do a bunch of stuff. You can pan stuff. You can mix your sends. So it can do a lot. But for this, we want to use the user 1 and the user 2 setting. So these labels here, I have across, chorus, bridge, instrumental tag. They've just sort of worked for me. You can label however you need to. I'm just showing you how to initially get it set up and how it can be used. But I used to have it to where I use my mouse to sort of follow it along, where I'd maybe go 2 lines a song, so 1 and 2, next song, 2 lines. There's just not as much movement with that, and I'll show you why. Because the way I have chorus here, oh, hit my camera a little bit. We'll go chorus 1, 2, 3, and 4, all the way down. We're going to use all these, and that allows for complete control over the song on a Sunday morning. So we have it plugged in. We have it set up in our preferences. So it is time to map it. So use the user 1 setting, and we're going to go to the top right here and hit MIDI. One thing I want you to notice is you can ignore these MIDI cues I have. They're set up for other channels. At some point I'll show you that, but we want to map these. These are our scenes. We know that. We've gotten into this before. And you can do the same thing in the other view. You can map to these. If you don't want to use session view, if you want to use arrangement view, you can do that. But I think there's challenges in that, especially with the looping. I think this is just easy. So let's go ahead and map this song. So count in. Usually I'd have it up here. At some point I'll show you the MK3 Pro I have. Um, if you don't want to use song mode, little simpler to set up in the moment, but yeah, let's just get into this. So do count in. You can see that a MIDI cue has triggered. Verse, pre-chorus. Not all songs have them. I would just skip that button then. Chorus. Verse 2. We'll go back to the verse. Verse 2. You just follow along here. I'm just going to keep going. You get the point. Interlude. Instrumental can be interlude, instrumental, or turnaround, whatever we have. Whatever I feel is most important. Because this interlude is right before the bridge. So sometimes there's like an instrumental, like a big one in the song. This one has it. I didn't even put it in a scene because I just don't see the reason for me to do that. But sometimes instead of going straight into the bridge, it is helpful for the team if you do the interlude or the turnaround or whatever it is that is right before the bridge. Just a quick tip. Chorus 3, bridge 3, and then down chorus will just be chorus 4. And then I have my end button. Um, end is, I don't know if there's much music to that. All right, so before I designed this, our team did things a little differently. So you can see I have a break button. Break would work here because the music is coming to a stop, but it's not stopped. End is usually a stop for me, and the click over here just loops and loops. We can play whatever. But that's it. That's how I mapped this thing, and very cool. So that's using the user one button, and you can map this whole page. And one other thing I want to add is you've seen how I make a Sunday set. Let's go ahead and just add a random song. This one is by Vertical Worship called All Hail the King. So let's go ahead and add a song real quick. I'm not saving any of these anyways to a set, so. So I'm going to make it orange like I always do. I'm just going to do it exactly how you've seen me do it for a Sunday set. I am running my video software, and it is all on a hard drive in just a smaller Mac Mini, so the response time is going to be a little slow right now. So I'll show you one other thing here as an example. You don't have to label all these sides. When you press on something, it highlights across. You can see what scene it is. So if you don't plan on looking at it during the service, you don't have to label it. It's already labeled here. That's why I put it in the click, and that's why I put it on the cues. So I'll just mute this. This is our side screens we use. We use different screens as well. Let's look at this because automatically pulled in our song cues. As long as we put that song on Pro Presenter, it's ready to go. No automating. It's done. The first time I set it up, it's good to go. So let's go ahead and go over to user 2. Because it's user 2, it's a whole different page. We get to use these same exact buttons. And like I said, I'll show you at some point. We have the MK Pro, which you have to set up on the Novation website, which is kind of a bummer. This does not highlight at all, so this view does not. Like I said, typically, let's just get rid of that. So I'll press delete there. I don't even want to cue that because I'll show you why. Here in a minute, I will show you why. This is the instrumental I want to cue. Bridge 1, bridge 2, chorus 3, outro, never a bad idea, and the end. And then I would make this black. That's how I know it's the end of the song. I just use that to separate the songs. That's it. So I'm not even gonna press any scenes over here. I'm gonna cue it with the Launchpad. Let's go to the instrumental before the bridge. Instead of just hitting the bridge, it might be easier to tell the team through a talkback. All right, let's play the bridge chords. 2, 3, 4.
Bridge.
Very helpful there. And you can see I didn't even label these over here because if you just have the Launchpad labeled, it doesn't even really matter if these are labeled. I just do it for our person who's running the the tracks that day. And truth be told, I just think this looks nicer to have them labeled. So it's sort of like a OCD thing, I guess. I have to label them, but that is it for this Launchpad. I'll show you at some point. I got the MK3 Pro. There's also the MK2 Pro. I think can do similar things, but don't quote me on that because I can't be sure. I never used it, but it can go up. If so, if I was you, I would do this and I would copy it to the top. Then you got 4 songs altogether on this. On the Pro, it can do 16 songs altogether because it has 8 pages. So I'll get to showing you that at some point here. But I hope this helped.